everyone, it's Tammy Pally, aka the Crafty Princess and Doll Collector, and today's video is in reply to a request I have had actually from a couple of viewers. One person in particular actually posted this in one of the comments on a previous video I did, and her question was basically, how do you decide which doll to get when you're purchasing a Blythe doll? How do I pick a doll out? Because she was being overwhelmed with all of the new releases that were coming out. Takara has a new Neo-sized Blythe release out at least every month. They also have midi dolls that come out a couple of times sporadically throughout the year as well. But of course the Neos are the much more popular size dolls, that are these larger dolls. So basically it's very unusual for someone to be able to afford to purchase a new release doll every single time it comes out, let alone take into consideration the fact that you also have old releases going back to 2000, all the way from 2000 on. You have fake dolls, you have customized dolls like the ones I've got back here. The choices of the type of Blythe doll you can collect is immense, and it can be overwhelming. And I do remember feeling kind of like that when I first started collecting the dolls. Even though I started off with the fake dolls, just like most people do. I bought a couple of fake, fakey dolls. I really liked the doll. I mean, I fell in love with the doll immediately. I did not expect that to happen. I bought one out of curiosity, figuring, well, if I didn't like it, I spent 50 bucks, no big deal. Yeah, I immediately realized, oh, how special these dolls are. So then I got curious about, okay, what's a stock doll? What's the difference? If this doll is special, what's the difference between a fake doll and a real doll? Country Summer was my very first stock doll, and I still adore that doll today. And I think one of the reasons why is because I thought for a very long time before I picked that doll. I did a lot of research about her. I looked at a lot of pictures of her. So it really came down to picking a doll that I loved. I loved that doll. I thought she was super adorable. She was at a price that I could afford and that I felt comfortable with. So she had everything fit for me to purchase her. Now, it can be difficult sometimes when the new release stock dolls come out for pre-order, because there's a lot of hype going on as far as especially social media groups on Facebook and Instagram. You're going to see tons of pictures of this new doll, and everybody's jumping on the bandwagon. She's so pretty. Oh my God, I love her. And you're like, oh, I love her too. You can get caught up in that. But I would say, hold on a little bit and really think it through. As an example, my Tasha Mermaid, which I am now selling, I've got it on layaway, somebody's getting her from me. I really like that doll, but I don't love that doll. And when I knew that there was a mermaid doll coming out, I'd heard that there was a mermaid doll coming out, I had kind of convinced myself I was going to buy her. So when she came out and she did not look like I expected her to, I was disappointed, and I thought, oh, I don't know. But I went ahead and bought her anyway. And she is a very pretty doll. But I just don't love her, okay? And so she's better off to be with somebody who's going to really appreciate her and enjoy her in their collection. And so that's what's happening. And in hindsight, I should have listened to myself. When that image came out, that illustration rendering of that doll came out, and it did not look like I expected it to look, that should have been enough for me. I should have said no. So you continue to learn, and that's another thing, I guess. Another tip I would say is, don't expect to know everything. Don't expect to know exactly what you want right away. Your tastes are going to change. They're going to evolve as you're in the hobby and you learn more about the dolls and you see more of them in person. Your tastes are going to change, and that's okay. And one of the nice things about Blythe doll collecting is that if your tastes do change and you have already collected a few dolls and now you're kind of like so-so about them, they're not impossible to resell. And in fact, you may even be able to make a little extra money, or at the very least break even on the doll. I don't encourage that because you just never know. Also, I don't really appreciate it if people, I don't really like it when people try to stick it to other people, and you know, a doll comes out and other people can't get her. Like, for example, Anna Sui. That doll came out, and I was lucky enough to win the lotto, the lottery through Junie Moon to purchase her. I still love that doll. I'm so glad I got her. And she was quite a pricey doll at the time, and I was very nervous about spending that type of money. But then very soon afterwards, in fact, even before I got her, people had priced her like double, triple her cost, and I don't know. I don't think that's right, especially if you're, you know, we're all in this hobby together. So that's kind of off topic. So now the other way you can kind of figure out what direction you want to go with as far as your collection is to look at the different attributes of the dolls. When I first started in the hobby, and after I got Country Summer, I realized, well, I want to get a doll that's different than this doll. So I want a doll that's different than, after that doll, another different doll. So I wanted different types of attributes for each doll, meaning different color hair, bangs, no bangs, side part, middle part, RBL mold, ABL mold, you know, one of everything. And I've stepped back from that now, but it was good for me to do that because I got to do a sampling of a lot of different types of dolls, and it made me realize what I really, really love as far as the different types. As an example, I'm in love with the tan dolls now. I don't see that changing. The very first tan doll I got was Cherry Beach Sunset. Still adore her. Got Pineapple Princess. Still adore her. So really you know, I realized that these are the type of dolls I want. I think I want all of the tan dolls. I'm not putting that pressure on me right now, but I think that would be nice to have a collection within a collection. So that's another direction. Maybe you want to have all of the dolls that have side part hair, or all translucent. That's another limitation, kind of, and a way to kind of, you know, focus. But until you see a translucent doll, how do you know, right? So think about that. What do you gravitate towards? Make sure you look at a lot of photographs online, especially over at Flickr. Another way to look at the differences is, you know, the molds. Like, this is an EBL mold, and this is Disco Boogie. She's on a Leica body. I changed her body out. But a lot of people really like these EBLs. I really like Disco Boogie. I do not plan on selling her in the near future, if ever. But I can say EBL, I'm kind of so-so on. I'm not raving about the molds. Whereas an SBL doll, which I don't have around here, an SBL, that mold, I've gotten 2 SBL dolls. I love the mold. The mouth on those is a little turned up. And so for me, I know that that is something that when I'm looking for dolls, SBL is a way to kind of narrow my search a little bit. So tan, SBL, I'm kind of off bangs now, so no bangs, or fringes some people call them. And then of course, you know, you have the customized dolls. That's a whole nother can of worms there. And so that's kind of my advice is, first pick a doll you really, really love. Then look at the attributes of these different dolls, and maybe that is one way to start narrowing down. Do your research, look at lots of pictures, and then hold off. You know, don't jump on the bandwagon. As an example, the Unicorn Maiden doll's coming out soon. A lot of people are raving about her, and it was hard. I mean, a unicorn. I love unicorn. Who doesn't love a unicorn, right? So, but the hype and the fact that she's a unicorn and she's got all this pink stuff going on, and you know, I'm a girly girl. I like the pink stuff. I had to rein it in with her, and just listen to myself and say, okay, just like my issue with the mermaid doll, I'm not loving this doll. She's really pretty, but I don't need that doll. I don't feel like I have to have her as strongly as there's other dolls on my big long list that I'd love to have. Even if it means, you know, holding back and not buying a doll right away, that's what I'm going to do, because I'm narrowing down my collection. So in time, you will also figure this out. It's not going to be something that you realize right away. So just be patient with yourself as you sort of work your way through the hobby. Don't expect to know that you're going to, you know, what direction your collection is going to take right away. If you can figure that out, good for you. And like I said, I thought I had it figured out, but you know, it changed, and expect it to change. That's just the nature of it. That's just what's going to happen probably. Okay, I guess that's it. Hopefully some of this was semi-helpful to you. If you have more questions related to this, or Blythe dolls, or anything related to crafting, of course, that I could help you with, always feel free to ask your questions in the comments below, or you can message me, or you'll probably see me over on Facebook and, you know, Instagram as well. Have a wonderful Dolly Day. Thanks for watching. Bye.